Hello there, my name is Tony, and today we're going to talk about water consumption. And before you feel like, oh, I know everything about water, just empty your cup for a minute. I'm going to tell you now, most of us understand that it's important to stay hydrated, but a lot of us do not understand why and what kind of impact water can actually have on almost every aspect of our health. And just so you understand the implications, a lot of people are really worried about what kind of intake they're getting from their food and the nutrients in their food, and they're forgetting to consider water. And I've heard a lot of people say, I don't like the taste of water. Well, you know what? That's a horrible excuse for you to be unhealthy. The lack of water can actually cause weight gain, acne, inflammation, and pain, things like arthritis, and it can also cause kidney failure, a lowered immune system, and fatigue, which is something that people have, tons of people struggle with throughout the world is fatigue, having the energy. And, people are resorting to drinking 4 or 5 cups of coffee. You know what? There's nothing really wrong with coffee. And having maybe 1 or 2 a day, but when you start having 3, 4, and 5, it's just actually dehydrating you and making it harder for you to stay energized. Because see, what water does in the body is it actually moves the nutrients through your blood, through your cells, through your muscles, and without a flow of water, you're really lacking a lot of nutrients even to your brain, which is where you start to feel your mental energy and mental focus. But those are just a few things to touch on. There's a lot more that water is important for. What I want to really focus on today are 2 issues that we're having that are increasing within our population today. And those 2 things are obesity and cancer. And with weight management, water is very important. Again, a lot of people focus on what they're taking in terms of food intake and what nutrients they're getting from their foods, and forgetting to think about water. Regardless of what you eat, by drinking 1 glass of water 20 minutes before you eat, you actually activate more enzymes. And enzymes are the most important part of the digestive system, not the acids or the muscle function in your lower intestines. It's the enzymes that get mixed up in the food in that process that really break things down. But as well, having that glass of water 20 minutes before you eat is going to help you fill up and feel more satisfied before you end up eating too much food. And it'll really help you keep a control of how much food you're eating. But as well, cancer. That's the big thing. I see a lot of people talking about cancer, looking for a cure for cancer. Some say there are cures for this type. Some say, there isn't. And one thing that has been known for years and years and years through science is that, regardless of what causes cancer, there's your blood and its pH level is very important, because an acidic pH level in your blood actually has created more of an optimum environment for cancer to grow. So regardless if it's genetics and you have no control over it, or if it's caused by too many carcinogens or toxins in your blood, water can help filter all of that, but as well create a more alkali environment. Pure water is considered a pH of 0.07 or something, which is a slightly alkali. It's non-acidic. And you know what? Our blood is very similar to water, that in its healthiest state, it is slightly alkali. And the problem that we're experiencing in today's world is that the majority of foods that we're eating, I'd say probably 80 to 90% of the foods that we're eating become acidic in our digestive system, and that really changes the state of our blood. Now, you can change your food and your diet. I suggest anybody go and take a look on the web for foods that are alkali, because you'll actually be fairly surprised. A lot of people think fruits and vegetables and certain things like that are acidic, but that's not necessarily true. Even though a lemon is very acidic, it actually becomes alkali in your system. But back to my point about water here, is that by consuming enough water, you are helping to balance that pH level. And that is very important to fight and prevent cancer, regardless of what the cause is. So folks, I hope you take the interest to drink more water, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go click that like button and follow along, or if you're on my YouTube channel, subscribe. I'm going to be bringing lots of easy ways for you to stay healthy. See you next time.